Hello, welcome. My name is Kwabena. I want to share with you build your own financial plan, build your own financial structure. Welcome to this channel. Subscribe to it. We share a lot on entrepreneurship, finance, personal development, and Africa, and things that will help us to develop as individuals and as people. Financial plan is so relevant. Having plan for your finances is so critical. It's so important. Growing up, most of us would think that if we travel to other countries, it will mean that we would have escaped poverty. Or if we went to school and a lot of degrees, then we would escape poverty. So most of us would think that once people would get to America and England and all those areas, it will mean that they will become successful. Without you having a financial plan, without you having your own financial structure to get out of poverty, those things will be tough. Those things will be tough. It is very important for all of us to have an understanding that for us to win at this game, we must have our own plan. You must also know that it's not so much moving to another country. I've been to some few places, and the respect and the treatment of Africans, people who look like me, is appalling. You know, it's not something that human beings should endure, and that's how the world has treated us for the centuries that the world has been around. You know, for the last 500 years or so, since the Europeans came here, they have been able to tell everybody that Africa is poor. Africans lack. Every one of us have been, especially those of us who were born here. Once you're born here, the way the colonizers program us, and it's still in existence, unfortunately. That's why you can have ministers of states who become pregnant and move to another country to give birth there, so that their children who become citizens there. They don't think that they should build a continent where people will be proud to live here. You know, so it's a program. It's a program from the people who grew up from these colonies, and we still have a lot of these tendencies. Those who didn't grow up here also look at Africa as a place with abject poverty and sickness. And that's why you can see people who are doing so well here, but will still want to move out of here and think that once they get to any of these countries that we have seen in the movies, it means that it's an opportunity. That's why you can see a pastor collect people's passports and pray, and he's praying for them to get visa and move to some of these countries, go to America, go to Canada, and they think that is a blessing. It's appalling. It's very unfortunate for us to continue to think like that, because for us to do well financially, we just have to have a lot of financial data, accurate or proper financial data. And as individuals, we should have our own financial plan, financial system, financial structure in place. You know, you cannot depend on one salary or income and expect to do well financially. We can work and depend, sweat, exchange our blood for salary alone and become financially independent. So being able to have multiple streams of income, being able to believe that whatever that you're doing here that is not illegal and that people would want to pay you for is right, those things are key. And for me, the first thing is to believe that wherever you are, if you have the right financial data, the financial information, the financial education, you can become successful financially. And the next thing is that knowing that you have to have multiple incomes and you have to be able to work, solve problems for people, economic problems for people, so that people will pay you. You can see somebody. Today we moved to one of our sites, and I saw this man and the wife there. They had built their own house. I knew them somewhere. They had provision shop, and out of the provision shop, they've been able to build a house, open shops there. These are not people that you say have so much highly educated. No, but at least they've been able to do something for themselves, and it's not low. And yet I have another guy who makes about 3,000 a year. He can't even read, but he makes money, and yet he's been able to accumulate money, and he wants to travel to another country, and nothing that you tell him, he will agree. It's unfortunate because of the programming. Because for him, no matter how well he's doing, he still wants to move to America before he would feel like he's worthy. He makes about 3,000 a month, cities a month, and yet he wants to accumulate money and pay for connection man to give him visa to travel. That can be more unfortunate than this. And that's how Africans have been programmed. So you can see a doctor doing well, but he will still move and become a nurse somewhere. And he thinks that these pounds and dollars will make them successful. That's not true. That's not how you build wealth. You can buy a house and buy a car for over all these years that you trade your hours for it, with a lot of disrespect and unfair treatment as an African in a lot of these countries. Which means a lot of us don't understand how to have a financial plan for our future. You must develop a plan that will take about 3 to 10 to 20 years. And you must know that it's not only you trading your time for salary, that your ability to acquire the right financial information to build a very good investment plan for yourself. Not only going to buy financial mutual funds and bonds and stocks, no. Being able to put the money in something that you have control that will grow the money. And a lot of this you have to do yourself. So it's unfortunate, but Africans must think again. The whole world, go to Asia, is the same lack of respect for us. You go to any of these countries, look at how they treat us, whether it's African Americans or American, anywhere. Once you look back, the world has been cruel to us. And yet we think that we have to go to those areas to become financially successful. That's not true. The best place to make money is Africa. But very few people will be able to deprogram their mind to see this reality. It's a reality, but it takes a lot of deprogramming, because the colonizers shifted the way we should see ourselves and we should see our world and opportunities and the blessings that we have. We have a lot of blessings. So they made us to focus on political leadership and corruption. Those should not be your problem. Your problem will be, how do I solve my financial issues? It means that I have to get right financial information. I have to have my own structure. I have to be able to build multiple income streams of income, and I have to decide that I will be honest in doing this. You don't need you don't need to be corrupt. You don't need to steal. You don't need to cheat to have financial freedom. You can build it gradually, and every cedi, every penny that comes to you is important. Every peso that comes to you is important. All that you need is a good plan. A plan that you're going to build, grow money before you even start to build houses or buy cars. You don't have to compete with anybody. You don't have to think to prove to anybody that you have money. You just have to have that plan to grow that money. And most of these places, the opportunities are not there like that. So the confidence to know that this is where it is, and it's more joyous, it's more calming, it's more fulfilling and enjoyable to be here, and to know that you're doing something not only to gain money and also to change lives. So have a financial plan, have a financial strategy. Look at how you treat loans and interest. Look at how you pay your debt. Look at how you can get multiple streams of income. Look at how the things that you can do to open a provision shop, sell something, sell cassava, sell anything that people want to add another source of income to you. You don't need to steal. And steady, continuously learn about these things. That's how you become successful. So subscribe to this channel for more of this information. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Kwabena.